Okay, welcome back, guys. So this tutorial, I'm going to create in another scar in here. So in previous lesson, we already created one scar already. So let's go and then create another one. I think I'm just going to bring a total of five scars and then five fresh cuts alphas for this. It's going to be a total of 10 tutorials actually. So let's do for the next one. So this next one I would like to create in here. So let's get a closer view in here. Oh, let's make sure we turn this off, set this to dots. So we're good now. I think we can move on with this and put this, get this down. Okay. So yes, let's create a new layer in here also. So I have a new layer in here now. I'm going to rename this to scar O2. All right. So this should work. So we're going to go in and then use the standard brush and then am I okay? Let me put set this here instead. So I want to use the maxing tool, increase the brush size a bit more. Let's create something of this nature, like so, should be fine. And let's go and then add some more thickness to this. Something more or less like so should be fine. Let's extend, I think there's an extension around here. Okay, right, something like so. Okay, let's create some extensions in between also. Let's thin this part out. Okay, yeah, I think this should work just fine. So now let's inflate this. I'm going to invert the max and let's inflate this. Come down here under the formation. Let's get a side view on this and then inflate this out a little bit more, like so, should be fine. Okay, so the usual, let's go to a clay build-up brush and begin to add some textures to this. And I think my brush size is way too big. Oh, I think I turned off the inflate. Let's get that back in. This is a more smaller brush size, so we can get some texture breakup in there. Yeah, something more or less like so should be fine. So work just fine. Check this out. Continue and just go over all of this to have some texture breakup in there. Okay, almost done. Do a few more around here. Yeah, I think this should work. This should work. Then let's go to the lower subdivision level for this. Let's blur the marks some more. Go back to the highest subdivision level and then break up these lower parts. I think we need to go to the lower subdivision level a bit more. Blur out the marks a bit more. Go to the highest subdivision level again. So you can get this to fade out towards the edge. So you get some detail like so on the edge. So we're gonna kind of get this for free because we won't need to kind of smooth them out again, since we have a smoother transition on the maxing. So this is just add another extra level of surface breakup detail in there. Go around this. All right, continue on around here, down here. Let's go to the other side. Okay, all right, let's do close up in there. Let's see what we get. Okay, yeah, this will work just fine. Let me bring this down, continue on like so, all the way up, get this down. Okay, this should work just fine. So I can use the dem standard brush now. Let's go to the lower subdivision level for this, and then start adding some deeper cuts around this, and move this upward, do some deep cuts. So we have some height variation, so we kind of get some height variation out of this by doing this in here. Okay, let's go one subdivision level higher. Right, let's go one subdivision level higher again. So now we should start getting variations around this. Now I don't want to make it too intense though. That was looking a bit too intense. Okay, I think this should actually work. This would work, except we need some variations on the height on some of these parts. So let's use the inflate. I believe the inflate brush should help us do that. Maybe even the standard brush actually. So let's go to lower subdivision level for this. That was way too low. Now holding down Alt, I'm just going to kind of break up this height some more. Break the height on some of these regions out some more. Okay, just to get some height variations on some of the edges. Get in a bit close up. Yeah, it should be fine. Let's go on subdivision. Let's go to higher subdivision level for this. So now you can kind of see some stitches scars in here also. Where we get some stitches. So we can use, let's clear the marks now. I believe we can use, okay, higher subdivision level. I believe we can use them standard brush to do that. But instead we're going to be holding Alt just to create some height to it. Okay, something like so. Yeah, something like this should work. So you want to do this with a bit more precision. So it's kind of give an illusion. No, she look at an illusion, but in-depth information based on stitches on this. So undo that. Maybe you can actually keep that. Let's keep that. Let's keep that. So carrying on. So I'm just go a bit random across this. Okay. Then I will use the standard brush now. You can see we have some lump at the edge on the tip rather. So we can kind of introduce that in here. Let's use a smaller brush size. Can we do this in let's use the clay brush instead. Yes, clay brush is doing a better job in there. So it doesn't need to be for everything though. Maybe on some select parts. Okay. Just to add a bit more interest to it. Zoom out. Continue on. Let's go around this, adding this a few of this. So you should make it feel a lot more realistic. Because as soon as if you're kind of texturing on top of this now, it's going to look a whole lot realistic when you kind of paint in the texture color detail in there to make it feel a lot more interesting. Go out of this. Yeah, I think it should be fine. I think we can grab the alpha for this now. Can grab alpha out of this. So let's just get this in view again. Let's go to the highest. Okay, we're already on the highest subdivision level for this. Get this out this way. I think this should work. Okay, let's see it. Maybe see if we can stretch this out slightly. Some more. Okay, get this down. Oh, I think you are we're not kind of catching everything though, but that's fine. That is fine. There are always ways to kind of fix this. Or maybe let's just fix it here actually. So let's go to the lower subdivision level first. I'm not going to max out this edge. Max out this edge. Blur the max. Invert the selection. Extend this out some more so it covers everything. Let's do for the top parts more or less like so. Around here also invert the max. Come on, stretch this out. Let's go to the highest subdivision level now. So you should be able to cover the entire screen, I believe. Okay, so this should be fine. So now we can go back to alpha. Let's do grab dock. So we have this in here now. So let's save this out. So export. So this should be scar02. Scar02. Save this. And let's test this out now. So I'm just going to go back to sub to select this, hide this for now, and let's use what we just created in here. Go back to standard. Oh, I'm not supposed to even have this in here, so let's go off standard. Okay, this is one we just come on. This is one we just created in here. That is the one. Increase my brush size a little bit more. So set this to drag rec. Let's look for a clean spot. Come on. Let's drag this out around here. We can say we have issues now on the edge, but that's fine. It's not really it's not going to be a big deal. We can always smooth that out. We can smooth that out. Or we can go to alpha, then modify. We can do radial fade, set this to 10. Okay. Then we can drag this out again. Yeah, this will work for a good scar. Yeah, this will work just fine for a good scar, so that's fine. So we'll move on to the next one in the next tutorial. So I'll see you guys in the next tutorial. Bye for now.